Okay, let's now start working on the wire basket for our cluster. And I want to adjust the height of the head at the moment. So I want to think about how far off the shank this is going to sit. Now I want this to be wed fit, so I'm going to offset our finger rail. I'm going to offset this 1.8 millimeters, so slightly less than our thickness of our shank. And I want a bit of clearance between the culé of the gem and the top of our offset curve there. So I'm going to grab everything and just move that up just somewhere around there. I want at least 1 millimeter. So I can check the dimension here. We've got 1.18. I can even go a touch higher, somewhere around there. Now I'm going to start drawing out the claws, and these are going to be on the outside of each of these gems. I'm going to come to my right hand viewport because I know that my first claw, if I just draw this out flat and planar, it's going to be in the correct position. Whereas if I draw it out to the side, it's actually going to be in between two claws. Because I want this on the outside, I'm going to draw this from my right viewport. So I'm going to grab my curve command, and I'm just going to snap, sort of anywhere around here. Hold down Shift to constrain our first control point in a horizontal orientation. I can sort of click and bring this up to about there. Now let me pipe this. I'm going to pipe this with a diameter of 0.9 millimeters. And we can see how this is looking. So the overlap there is kind of about right, but we have the claw sort of passing through the side of that gem there. So by turning on my control points, I can just adjust that slightly. The other thing I can do is selecting our underbezel here. This is our master or our parent. If I hold down Control Shift, I can subselect this face here. And then I can just move the entire face in. I'm putting a slight angle on that underbezel. If that's a little bit too much, I can bring this out. The other thing I can do is hold down Shift and I can just scale that in slightly as well. And you can see that we've now got that sort of nice angle or that taper to those, and our claw is sitting nicely up against that shape there. So again, just making sure that everything is looking nice for that one. Do these micro adjustments to the claw. I also need to turn on my control points because I want this to sit on the top of our offset finger rail there. So let me move this. I'm actually going to snap to the bottom of our pipe and move that up into position there. And you can see we've got a nice clearance between the culé of the gem there and the top of our pipe. Okay, so selecting that pipe, I want to rotate. I want copy to equal yes. I'm going to come to my top viewport. Center of rotation is going to be the world origin. I'm going to hold down Shift and to snap it to the sort of up-down orientation here. I'm going to come around and I'm going to snap to these points on the gem. Now you can see that as we go around, these claws are going to be too far out. So what I want to do is I'm going to take our center profile curve here for the oval gem. I'm going to offset this. And again, I'm going to hit the through point. I'm going to snap to the center of our pipe curve. And this is going to act as a guide for where I scale these guys in. So I'm going to do a scale. I want a scale 2D. Now the base point is going to be world origin or 0. I can snap to the point of this curve here and then bring this in to our profile curve. So again, scaling from world origin, snapping to the point there, and then bringing that in. Same thing here, snapping to those 2 points. So now our new pipe curves have all been scaled into the correct position. So let's pipe those again with a diameter of 0.9. And then if we need, we can turn on our control points and adjust how far these gems come in. They're all looking fairly consistent. These two here might want to come in a little bit more, but it's pretty close. So scale, 2D. And now I'm just going to click somewhere around here and just sort of bring that in slightly. Same thing with this one, clicking it anywhere and just shrinking that in just a touch. Okay, and now we've got our claws in the correct position. I'm going to change the layer. Now we can think about mirroring these. So this one, I just want to mirror across the x-axis. These four here, I want to mirror across the X as well as across the Y. So that's going to be our quad mirror. And that is our basket in place. Now, one thing you might notice is when we've been moving our head up and down, because we have a relationship here between our parent claw and our child claws, when we've moved that, it's re-established that we need a claw here. And these are the ones that we've previously deleted. They've come back because Rhino sort of said that there needs to be something there. I'm going to delete those again. And so that is our basket. Pretty straightforward, a very effective and very strong way of creating this. If you do want to adjust these curves again, I'm just going to select all of those and then deselect the pipes. If I turn my control points on, then all of these control points here are still editable. So I can bring these up or down depending on where I want the placement to be. I'm quite happy with those being there.